Right guys, Jack here at JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. What I've got for you today is a reaction / analysis to Kanami Tono from BAND-MAID's guitar solo. So I think I have been sent a few links to this over the years, which I've lost in my my sea of documents of things I need to check out. So just a thanks to Barry McKinnon for firing this link over. I've managed to get it before it's been nuked, so hopefully it'll stay up for a while. On that note, a huge shout out and a massive thank you to the ever awesome Rabbi Rabs, Matt Hortzman, Glenn Kelly, Stephen Williams and Rebecca Hay for their continued support on Patreon. Thanks so much guys. If you want to support the channel through Patreon as well, check out patreon.com/jbfmusic. If you don't want to do that, leaving a like and a comment is just incredibly helpful. And on that note, while I do still try to get around to requests rather than comments below, the ones from Patreon kind of get bumped up the list, so I'll check those out first. But yeah, I'm just keen to see what she's got in store for us here, so too much from me, let's hop into it. It's a fat tone. Right, drop tunes. Nice bit of delay. Pentatonic C sharp. Right, cool. So the classic rock licks, there's a reason they've stayed around and endured for so long. Nice. Drop C sharp, I think. Cool. Try and make a mental note to, I'm just going to pause it. Right, as much as I want to listen to it in its entirety, a lot of the time I know I forget stuff. So she's in, I think, drop C sharp. So I might have to go and get my other guitar. The advantage of doing this is she can hit those low strings and then kind of do fills and it's in the same key. If you're in E, you can hit the low string and then do kind of fills. But the problem is if you hit the A and the D strings, it doesn't sound quite as good. Because C sharp, it basically makes this string the same pitch as this one. You can hit all three of these strings together and you just get this full fat chord. I'll just get my guitar, I'll explain it better. So to explain what's going on in terms of the tuning, the string's in E flat. Yep. Got B flat, G flat, I have a D flat, which you can also call C sharp. I tend to think of it as C sharp rather than D flat for reasons it's not worthwhile going into. An A flat, and then this string can go up to a D flat as well, which I think of as C sharp, so that's what I'm going to call it. So when you play these three strings together, you've got a C sharp, a G sharp, A flat, the same note, and another C sharp. So you basically have a root and a fifth and another root, so you can play them together and it sounds good. What this means is you can kind of almost be like a backing to yourself. It's a bit like quite often in the BAND-MAID solos there'll be like when it's a bass solo, there'll be kind of a thing like that in a fill, and you've got something to latch onto. If I remember which video it was, I'll link to it with the eye up there. So because of this tuning, we can do what she's doing here and let these strings ring out and think of higher stuff. It sounds good because it's all in the same key. We've got a drone that's letting us, get a really kind of huge fat sound. On the topic of the sound, yeah, I'm just going to dive into it now. Part of the huge sound is to do with mic placement. Now, part of it is that we're drop tuned, so you get this big, kind of rich sound. I bring up I don't have a real mic, but I have a digital mic here in my settings, so I'll get that up. And what I can do is I can show you a demonstration of the impact this has on the sound. So if the mic had zero proximity, if it was right close against the amplifier, this is all being synthetically created because it's just much easier than miking things up, right? You get this kind of sound. I put it as far away as it can go. So you might not hear a huge difference, but if I do it back to back, certainly for me, sitting here, there's a big difference. The further away the mic is, you get a lot more kind of low end, a lot more boom, and a bit more of the kind of high end sizzle as well. It makes things sound a bit kind of bigger, which is somewhat counterintuitive because you'd think putting a mic right up against something would make it sound big, but a lot of the time it just makes it sound close. Like if someone whispers a vocal and they do it right close to the microphone, it's going to sound like they're kind of right in your ear. So neither really here nor there, but part of getting the huge sound is having the microphone a little bit further away from the guitar, and probably more than one on it as well. So you got a kind of almost a funk thing. Using kind of Dorian, so we got the 10th fret on the G flat and the B flat up to the 12th fret, the same strings. And then again using these strings at the bottom to kind of, you know, bounce off it a bit. And create a bit of a groove. Which is cool, and it's good because it gives you as an audience member something to latch onto, because if it's just a solo guitars going off, it can veer into that kind of almost 80s thing. She went for some chromatics here, which she's a fan of, so something. We're going from 3, 4, 5 on the lowest string, and then 3, 4, 5 on the A flat, and just hitting once, using hammer-ons. This is going back to the and back to this kind of this thing. So it's almost like a fill here. Because you are incredibly, I'll pop that back. You are incredibly exposed when it's just you, when you've been playing with a band. Every mistake is very present, or every potential mistake. And even simple things like the sound, well, it sounds huge here, it'll sound very small if she's just been playing a set, because all the other instruments will be filling up all the kind of frequencies. So if it comes time to take a solo, you can suddenly sound very kind of thin or very kind of tinny. So having a thing like this, a big kind of chunky do can really help center yourself as well, you know, and get you kind of more into your comfort zone. That was a pretty cool run. Let's listen to that again. Something along those lines for the guitarist. I will break this down. This is probably going to be a very guitar heavy video, as you've got to expect, also from the fact that it's focusing on a guitar. So what I think we have is 13, 12, 10 on the E flat. Then we're just going to play the 13 and the 12 on the B. And we're going to go 14, 13, 12. So far you've got similar idea on the G string, or the G flat I should say, where we're going to go 14, 13, 12. Same idea but down a tone, so 12, 11, 10. 12, 11, 10 but on the D flat this time. And then 10th fret on the G flat to wrap it up. So you got something like... So it's this kind of similar, this kind of chromatic move. These notes close together that she does really quite like to play, so it's not too surprising to see that. I did have to drop that down to half time to work it out, so let's put it back to normal. Back to that groove. Some more kind of chromatic carding. Probably recognise that kind of lick, that chromatic thing again, where we... Same idea as this. Just starting on that 10th fret on the D flat, over to the G. It's licks that she really likes to use a lot. A big dirty double stop. Oh yeah, it's a the neck bends, nice. Really thrashing the life out of it. So, yeah, cool. Two things that popped into my head there. One, the drop C sharp will be to do with what song they're playing, probably before and or after. More likely after, so she doesn't have to change guitar. So the tuning won't just be for the solo, it'll be a practical thing of what song they're doing next. And when she's doing all this kind of moving, you might have heard the guitar kind of going out of tune a bit. You can do a thing called neck bends. I do not like to do them, but you basically hold the body and push the neck away. I'll do a tiny one here. So you can hear. So she's doing a bit of that here, and if you just move a guitar about, you do get a bit of kind of oscillation in pitch. It moves a little bit. So as well as it being theatrical, it does mean you get more of a kind of dissonant rock sound, so the moves definitely go along with all the kind of noise you're getting. This kind of grungy ruckus, really. Sounds like it might knock out of tune a tiny bit though. And this is another advantage of the drop tuning, right? Whatever happens on this string happens on this string. So whatever shape you're playing on here, like here that riff we had was open 3 on the low string, the C sharp, and then I think it was 3 to open on the higher C sharp, and then it would have been 3 to open, probably all hammer-ons and pull-offs on the A. So I think it'd be something like hammer-on, muted hit, we got this pull-off, probably another muted hit and a pull-off there. If you've watched the video where I was talking about noise gates, I should really put one on this guitar because it is incredibly loud, so it is a bit sloppier than usual. I do apologise for that. You can expand on this idea, so whatever you do on this low string, provided it's down to this C sharp tuning, you can do on this string here the kind of the higher C sharp. So say you like this, you can move that over to there, and you can just sort of bounce between the strings. You know, it's much easier than having to jump that sort of way, which you otherwise would do. You can just move. You can see sort of riffs, or even higher. You can do the same thing. It's pretty cool. There's the big burnout at the end here. Drums joining in the bass as well. Little pat on the head there, maybe. Cool. So that's really cool to see, and it's the kind of things that you'd come to kind of expect from her. So there's the kind of funky parts that she does quite a lot, and keeping like a simple groove, which they seem to do as a band, so they've got somewhere to go from, somewhere to build from. These little chromatic things that she really loves to do. And also the first line was really cool, where it was all kind of started off normal enough as C minor, and then just goes all kind of jazzy. Some of that kind of lower riffy stuff, like I think is in Clang. We'll put the link to that up there. Fun, just kind of burnout stuff, you know, some guitar wobbling and some good stage theatrics as well, like this pose. So do let me know if this is as rehearsed as most of their stuff is, like if it's the same solo segment all the time, or if it changes tour to tour, or she gives herself free rein to do what she feels like doing. That'd be quite interesting to know. Hit up Patreon if you've got a suggestion or something I should check out. Give these videos a click, leave a comment and a like, or hit subscribe to keep up to date with the channel so you never miss out on new content. But cheers guys, and have a good one.